My beloved child, pause for a moment and listen carefully to the stirring inside your heart. That ache you have tried to ignore, that sudden memory of someone you cannot explain, that strange pull you feel late at night when the world becomes quiet, none of it is random. Your soulmate is trying to reach you. Not through ordinary words alone, but through the invisible threads I have woven between your souls long before either of you understood what love truly meant. I know you have grown tired of waiting. I know there were nights when you questioned whether anyone could ever truly see you, understand you, or stay beside you without leaving scars behind. You have carried loneliness like a winter coat that became too heavy to wear, yet too familiar to remove. But my child, this message was meant for you. Because while you believed nothing was changing, I have been moving mountains quietly beyond your sight. Listen closely. Your soulmate has been feeling your absence just as deeply as you have felt theirs. There were moments recently when they stopped in the middle of an ordinary day and suddenly felt overwhelmed by emotion they could not explain. They tried to distract themselves. They tried to silence the feeling. Yet your spirit continued to brush against theirs like wind through tall grass before a storm. That is not coincidence. That is connection. You see, my precious child, souls destined for one another often begin speaking long before their earthly paths fully meet. Like roots growing beneath dark soil, unseen yet alive, your connection has been expanding underneath the surface of your lives. Roots do not panic because they cannot see the tree yet. Seeds do not despair during winter because spring has not arrived. Everything unfolds in its appointed season. And so have you. I know there were relationships that left you questioning your worth. I know there were people who misunderstood your softness, your loyalty, your depth. Some only loved the light you gave them while ignoring the exhaustion hidden behind your smile. But nothing you experienced was wasted. Every disappointment became preparation. Every betrayal sharpened your discernment. Every lonely season stretched your spirit wider so you could eventually hold the kind of love that does not disappear when life becomes difficult. My child, I have been tending your heart the way a gardener tends fragile flowers after a brutal storm. Carefully, patiently, lovingly. There were moments when you thought your heart had become barren ground. Yet beneath the surface, new life was quietly forming. And your soulmate has been changing too. The pain they endured has humbled them. The silence they walked through has awakened them. The confusion they carried has slowly been clearing like fog lifting from a river at sunrise. You may not see it yet, but both of your journeys have been moving toward the same destination. Two rivers carved through different mountains eventually meet in the same ocean. This is why your spirit has felt restless lately. This is why certain songs suddenly feel heavier. Why memories appear out of nowhere. Why your heart senses that something important is approaching. I have been preparing you emotionally, spiritually, and deeply within your soul. Do not ignore these signs simply because they cannot be explained logically. The deepest truths are often felt before they are understood. My dear child, there is a reason you survived everything that tried to break you. There is a reason your heart still longs for something pure despite all the disappointment you endured. A hardened heart would have stopped believing by now. But yours did not, because I never allowed your hope to fully die. Even during the darkest nights, I placed tiny lights along your path. A kind word from a stranger. A sudden feeling of peace. A moment of unexplained warmth in the middle of grief. That was me reminding you that you were never abandoned. And now, as this new chapter slowly approaches, I need you to protect your heart from fear. Do not run from love simply because pain once found you first. Storms may break branches, but they also deepen the roots of strong trees. The love coming toward you carries lessons, healing, and transformation you cannot yet fully imagine. You are not forgotten, my child. You are being guided, and your soulmate is closer than you think. My beloved child, there is something your heart has sensed for quite some time, even when your mind tried to dismiss it. You have been standing at the edge of a spiritual doorway. One season of your life is quietly ending, while another begins to unfold like dawn slowly stretching across the horizon. That is why you have felt emotionally unsettled lately. Part of your soul is grieving the old version of yourself. The version that settled for less. The version that kept apologizing for needing love, reassurance, tenderness, and honesty. Listen to me carefully, my child. You were never too much. You were simply offering your heart in places too small to hold it. A river cannot fit inside a cracked cup. And your spirit was never designed for shallow waters. I know there were moments when rejection made you question your value. Moments when silence from others became louder than your own inner voice. You replayed conversations. You searched for answers. You carried blame that was never yours to carry. But I watched every tear you hid from the world. I stayed beside you during nights when exhaustion wrapped around your soul like cold rain. Even when nobody called, even when nobody noticed your pain, I noticed. This message was meant for you because your heart is beginning to awaken again after a very long winter. At first, healing feels unfamiliar. A person who has lived in darkness for too long sometimes fears the light when it first appears. But healing is not meant to punish you. Love is not meant to confuse you. And your soulmate is not being guided toward you to reopen old wounds. They are being guided toward you because both of your spirits are finally learning what real love requires. Patience, honesty, emotional courage. There is a sacred timing to everything I create. Consider the forests after wildfire. To human eyes, everything appears destroyed, burned, ruined. Yet beneath the ash, hidden seeds begin opening for the very first time. Some seeds only grow after fire. And some hearts only awaken after heartbreak. You thought your painful seasons were the end of your story. But they were actually clearing space for something new to emerge. My precious child, your soulmate has also been carrying invisible battles. They have questioned themselves more than you realize. They have struggled with fear, uncertainty, and emotional distance born from wounds they rarely speak about. But lately, I have been softening the walls around their heart. Slowly, gently, the way morning sunlight melts frost from the ground. And whether you fully realize it or not, your spirit has been reaching toward them too. There are connections that transcend physical distance. Sometimes souls recognize each other before eyes ever meet again. That sudden pull you feel to change your habits. The urge to heal old pain. The desire to become emotionally lighter. Those feelings are not random. Preparation is happening. I have been aligning paths you cannot yet see. Like stars moving across the heavens with perfect precision, events are unfolding according to a timing far greater than human understanding. Do not become discouraged because everything has not happened yet. The strongest foundations are built slowly. A gardener does not scream at flowers for not blooming overnight. Roots must deepen before petals can safely open. And I have been deepening both of your souls. Listen closely, my child. Your waiting season was never empty. While you thought nothing was happening, wisdom was growing within you. Discernment was forming. Strength was taking shape quietly inside your spirit. You learned how to survive disappointment without becoming cruel. You learned how to continue loving without losing your softness completely. That matters more than you know. Because the world often teaches wounded people to harden themselves. Yet despite everything, your heart still longs to give love sincerely. That is beautiful in my eyes. Never be ashamed of your tenderness. The ocean is powerful precisely because it remains fluid. And your ability to feel deeply is not weakness. It is part of the way I created you. So release the fear that tells you love will only hurt you again. Not every storm comes to destroy. Some storms arrive to clear the path ahead. Your soulmate is beginning to recognize the connection too. Even now, their heart is being stirred in ways they cannot fully explain. And soon, what has been hidden beneath the surface will no longer remain unseen.